Hello, my name is Emeko Craig and welcome to yet another video from Tech Talk at EO Multimedia, which is my channel. So for those of you who don't know me, or if you are watching me for the first time, first of all, welcome. I'm a visual artist, a photographer, a writer, filmmaker, and this YouTube channel is where I review the devices and equipment that I use for my creative/artistic workflow. And today we are going to be talking about microphones. So today's review is going to have a sort of like a podcast conversational feel to it, and rightfully so, because we are going to be discussing microphones. So you see, in 2020, during the lockdown and the pandemic, most of our lives were basically, and our communications were basically online and virtual. And of course, because of that, microphones became really important. And it's also at the same time that there's this like proliferation of podcast projects. Many people got into podcasting. Now, it wasn't just the hosts and the presenters. It was also the companies that make audio devices and microphones. Many of them got into making consumer level, affordable microphones because they wanted to get into that podcast space. Now, before 2020, one of the companies that really blessed us with a microphone that is really good and affordable without compromising so much in terms of quality was Rode, R-O-D-E. And so they came up with this microphone here, the Rode Pod Mic. And this microphone was and is still really, really good. For just €100, you get a really good professional sounding microphone. But since then, there has been so many other companies, one of which is Zoom. Now, I'm not talking about the Zoom of the telecommunication company that you've been using or that you know that you have been using for your virtual communications and online communication. No, I'm talking about the Zoom, the audio manufacturing company that's been behind making such devices, such recording devices as the one I have here, which is the Zoom H6. But also before this one, there's been various iterations. In fact, they're really, really good. Before the Rodecaster Pro by, again, Rode, which is what I'm using here to connect all the microphones I'm going to be referencing today. You could basically record your podcast with this. You can see that it has 4 microphone inputs. That is to say, you can record up to 4 persons simultaneously. So, but again, now we've gone beyond that. We now have dedicated devices like an all-in-one mixer for podcasts. The Rodecaster Pro I've just mentioned now, but also Zoom have their own mixer for podcasting, which is called PodTrack. So they have the P4 and the P8. I haven't reviewed those, but I'm hoping that I'll get to use them and hopefully compare them with the Rodecaster Pro. So the microphone in question is the ZDM-1, which is the one I have been speaking into all this while. And it's a great microphone, as you can hear. But what's interesting is that it comes as a starter pack. This is what it looks like. So you can see in the diagram that there's a microphone, there's a stand, and even the XLR cable is included. But what's also really, really interesting and, amazing is that it also comes with the monitoring headphones, all included. So when you buy a pack like this, you are good to go as a beginner podcaster. And all for the price of what? Guess, €120. €120, you get a beautiful microphone. You get a pop filter that you see here, but you also get headphones. Let me show you what the headphones look like. They don't look bad at all. And the truth is, they are really good, in terms of what it does for monitoring, for picking up all the nuances of your voice and all of that is really good. Normally, I would use my Sony MDR 7506. Wait, let me unwrap this. Okay, so it's the industry standard for a long time, over 25 years. You would think that, because it's the industry standard, it would be expensive. But no, it's just about €100, I guess. However, I find that these headphones from Zoom, which is called, by the way, ZHP1. So now that I'm looking at the box, I might as well just list out what is included in the box, and eventually I will show you. The package includes the ZDM-1 Zoom dynamic microphone, ZHP1 Zoom dynamic stereo headphones, TPS4 Zoom tripod mic stand, a windscreen or pop filter, a 2-meter XLR microphone cable, a mic clip with threaded adapter, and then you have the quick starter guide and spec sheets and all of that included in the box. Let me just go ahead and talk about the good sides first before I come to the downsides. I have already mentioned that it is really a steal for the price, especially for the fact that it comes with all these things that helps you to just get your podcast going right away. No waste of time. If you already have your content, if you already have your idea, as soon as this arrives from the mail, you set it up and it's an easy and quick setup and you're good to go. And the microphone looks super premium. I mean, there's nothing like how it feels that makes it come off as cheap. I also love the matte, the black. I have a feeling that in terms of the feel, they are sort of like trying to emulate the Rode Pod mic, this one here, But in terms of aesthetics, I think that they now borrowed from Shure SM7B. So they are sort of like somewhere in between. That's it basically for me with regards to this microphone. Let me now give you a sense of what it sounds like in relation to the Rode Pod mic. And then eventually I'm going to use the Shure SM7B to sort of like give a sense of contrast, to give you a sense of what a microphone that is about 400 euro will sound like in relation to those that are in the 100 euro price range. All right, now I'm speaking into the Rode Pod mic. And you can hear how it sounds. And by the way, they're all on the same level. The boost is all on the same level. And there are no processing going on. I've turned off all of those stuff. I'm assuming that what you hear right now is what you get right off the bat with these microphones. So this is how the Rode Pod mic sounds. And again, let me compare that with the ZDM-1 to give you a sense of what it sounds like. All right, so this is what the ZDM-1 sounds like. And this is what the Rode Pod mic sounds like. Now, what do I think of the sound? I think that the sound of the ZDM-1 is full and nice. I mean, a bit too bright on the high frequency range. I can hear all the semblances and all that. If I do, I slit a sheet, I slit, and under slit a sheet, I sit. You can hear the sisses and all the semblances. Meanwhile, for the Rode Pod mic, it is attenuated. And I think the same goes for the Shure SM7B. In fact, let me bring in the Shure SM7B so they can hear me as well. All right, so this is the Shure SM7B. You can hear that everything is balanced with this microphone. Well, needless to say, this is my main microphone and I love it. I love it because it is natural. It is the most natural your voice can ever be, at least for me. And as I discover my voice, as I get more confident with using my voice, I started thinking about going for a microphone that is not going to color my voice or is going to try to make some special effects out of it. No, I just want to hear the way I sound, the closest, at least the way I sound when I speak, when I hear myself speak. I want to hear it when I record. And this Shure SM7B gives me that perfectly. So this is the sound from the Shure SM7B, and you can already feel that, the difference is there. However, these two microphones, the Rode Pod mic and the ZDM-1, they are really, really good, as you can hear for yourself. All right, so that's it. What about the downsides? The downside for me is that I have mentioned already that it's a bit too colorful and too bright on the high frequency, and the semblances is just like really like hurting my ears. But I'm sure that this can be easily fixed in post-production. You can sort of like do the high pass filter and you can fix that. That's not a problem at all. And another thing again is that I feel like beyond the microphone itself, other accessories, other parts, like all plasticky. For instance, I wish that they had gone for something that is close to or something that mimics the Rodecaster Pro here. Every time I'm trying to mount the microphone, I just say, well, this is just not intuitive and it is tacky. Secondly is that the rejection, and this is something I didn't test. So let me go around and show you what the rejection is like. You can feel it, the sound rejection, because this is a super cardioid microphone and a dynamic microphone. So normally it's supposed to be doing really good in terms of sound rejection so that you don't pick up the sound, in the room that you are walking in. Yeah, it's supposed to just pick up the voice your voice as you are facing the microphone. But I find that the noise rejection is awful. Like if you bump into the microphone or the microphone stand, you will hear it. If you are typing on the keyboard, you can hear. So this is something that you have to watch out for. And more so because if you're a beginner, you're probably susceptible to bumping into things, moving your body. And also if you have a guest that is a bit fidgety, touching things around, touching the microphone or things rubbing, then this is something you have to be mindful about. But anyway, there is nothing you can do about it. This is what you get because of the cheap price that you buy. So you have to have that in mind. As long as you're not touching things, as long as you have, or even the chair that you are sitting on. Myself, I'm sitting on a stool, and I got this specifically because I podcast a lot, and so I don't hear any sound. When I move around, there is no squeaky sound or anything, and that's intentional. So I think that's really it for this microphone. At the end of the day, I still think that it is a really, really good buy, and it is well made and very affordable. And I think if you are a beginner podcaster or you're looking to get into podcasting and you're not so sure if you're going to continue or if you're going to be consistent with it, this is a microphone to start with, to give yourself a sense of what a professional podcast could sound like. You will enjoy the process. And if after maybe 20 episodes, 25, 30 episodes, and you feel like, okay, I want to do this, then I think it's time for you to upgrade. Then you can now upgrade to something like the Shure SM7B or many other microphones out there. But Zoom said that it is for beginner podcasters or those who want to upgrade their podcast. I think that it is not for those who want to upgrade. It is strictly for beginner podcasters. When you are ready to upgrade and do something much more professional, you should be going towards the Shure SM7B or other microphones in that price range. And that should be really after you've felt like, okay, I want to be consistent with this. So that's it. All right. So one more thing I have to say is that I'll be giving away this unit to a lucky winner here on the channel. And of course, if you have looked at the channel, you see that we are yet to make 1,000 subscribers, which is the amount of subscribers that we need for monetizing the channel so that your views can help support the work that we are doing here. So this giveaway is our way of soliciting your support to take us over 1,000 subscribers and giving you back something in return for helping us, monetize this channel. So that's it basically. So how do you enter for the prize? It's very simple. First of all, subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button, and then in the comment section, leave the phrase ZDM-1 Podcast Mic Pack in the comment section. And what will happen is that as soon as we cross over 1,000 subscribers, I will draw a lucky winner from those who subscribed. Now, if you are in Europe, regardless of where you live, I will send you this unit by post. However, if you are in a different continent, say in the United States, in Latin America, Africa, Asia, if you are in any of those continents or Australia, then I will send you the money equivalent of this, which is 120 euro. So basically, you are either entering to win 120 euro or you are entering to win this unit, which will be sent to you by post. So that's it basically. If you've enjoyed this video and you find it informative or in any way entertaining and you are not interested in the prize, consider subscribing nevertheless, or like, or leave a comment so that we can make this a conversation. Thank you so much for watching up until this point, and see you in the next video, which will be pretty soon. Bye-bye.